In the deep dive tonight, we have shown you the protests and the council meetings pushing back on data centers. But until now, we haven't shown you what it's like inside one or heard directly from those who run them. Months ago, on assignment for Full Measure, I went inside a working data center in Ashburn, Virginia, to pull back the curtain a little bit on what exactly happens there and how they say they are trying to do more to be better neighbors. You've likely passed by one of these giant windowless buildings, but it's rare to get an invitation to go inside. Entering through tight security, my camera crew and I went to find out what makes data centers both essential and so controversial. This 112,000 square foot facility is owned and operated by NTT Data, a Japanese company that's one of the global leaders. This, just one of 7 the company has built in Northern Virginia. Behind more locked doors, inside secure cages, we find the vaults, where they house data servers from both private companies and government entities, helping store and process everything from your smartphone videos to medical records to complex coding systems used for AI. These are really large facilities. Yeah. Bruno Berti is head of product management and strategic alliances.
So inside of here, we've got multiple clients that share the space, and you can see the physical security. We separate them all by these physical cages, and we give them access to be inside that space where they can install whatever they need. And like I said, we provide them that power, security, cooling, and connectivity that they need in order to operate their data center.
This is really the epicenter of where everything's happening.
This is where our clients' equipment live, exactly. This is what the data center was designed to do.
The 2 big things they need are cooling, often with water, and vast amounts of power. A single data center can use enough electricity each year to power 15,000 homes. Northern Virginia has the greatest concentration of them in the world. The local power company Dominion expects peak demand on its system to double by 2039. Vice President of Marketing Stephen Lim understands his industry has a PR problem. You also get a lot of heat from communities that don't know exactly what you're doing, and they don't necessarily know if they want you here. They worry about power consumption.
I think we have invested more over the last couple of years in community outreach and community education than we ever have. You know, I've been in this space for 15 years, and I will say even 6 years ago, 7 years ago, we never thought about it. I think now we are going into the communities much sooner, and there's an education process.
But in 13 states from New Jersey to Kentucky, as more data centers plug in, there are worries the electric system won't be able to meet demand and potentially raise prices for millions of customers. Taxpayers have sometimes said, well, the infrastructure just to get to a data center, we feel like the data center should be paying more. It shouldn't all come out of our taxes to get this place in a place where you can do business.
It's a fair question. When we build campuses, we'll often put substations on. We're bearing the cost of that. Again, that concept of us showing up and plugging in. And so we are making significant investments in that. It does get challenging because there are certain parts of the infrastructure that we don't control, you know, particularly transmission lines themselves, where we try and partner with the power companies in every region we're in.
And have to, because Americans are using more tech, and someone has to supply it. Is that because we are doing this all the time and we want everything at our fingertips and society just continues to demand more and more?
Exactly. Research is exponentially growing the amount of information that's out there, which is creating a healthy level of demand. But I think what we've seen in the last few years is AI. And a few years ago, this thing came out called ChatGPT, which opened everyone's eyes to what was really happening for many years before that.
If you want to hear more about how they say they're trying to use less water and power, you can watch that complete version of the story to hear from critics and supporters alike on the Full Measure YouTube channel. I've also posted those links on my Facebook and X pages. Now, developers, meanwhile, are hoping that the Virginia Supreme Court will rule in their favor to build the largest data center campus in the world near Manassas Battlefield. The Digital Gateway has been a point of controversy since Prince William County supervisors approved zoning for it back in 2023. Landowners, conservationists, and even battlefield preservationists sued to stop it. A judge sided with the plaintiffs. One developer, however, and the Board of Supervisors chose not to fight the decision, but QTS opted to appeal, sending that case up to the highest court in the state. The Gateway plans called for 22 million square feet of data centers spread out over 2,100 acres. Prince William County has been a particular hotspot for data center development. The county now has a data center tracker where you can see all of the projects that are in review or under construction right now. And with all the new data centers also comes that need to power them. Proposals for extensive power line projects and substations are facing pushback in neighborhoods from Loudoun to Louisa counties. And you can find all of our coverage on that part of the issue on WJLA.com.